Okay, guys, I'm continuing from my part one of meeting Taylor. So, um, I was standing, like, there was like a box. It was kind of like a big box. That's the best way I can describe it, with curtains. And so the guy, they were like, okay, hold on a sec. I guess to make sure Taylor was ready, they pulled back the curtain and they went in. And I saw Taylor. She was standing there, like, going like this, and I was like, oh my god, because I was the very first one in line. I was like, oh no. Okay, so I didn't get to see what happened with anybody else, and I was like, oh gosh. Okay, so I was like, oh my god. Okay, and so then the guy came out and he was like, okay, go in. And as soon as I walked in the room, Taylor goes, Rachel, my buddy. And she hugged me, and I was like, oh my god. And so she knew exactly who I was. She said, Rachel, my buddy. And then she hugged me. Her hugs are tight, but they're great. I was like, okay, I don't want to like squeeze her to death. So I just hugged her, and she's over here like full on hugging me. I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is why people say she's the best hugger in the world. She is. And I was like, okay, I'm chill. And so, anyways, after we hugged, she was like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're here tonight. I was like, I don't even know what I said, to be honest. Like, I've forgotten, like, some of the conversation. I think I said, I am too, I'm so excited, or something like that. She was like, I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm so glad we're finally meeting. I was like, me too. And then, before, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but before she started talking to me again, like, we walked in, she went, Rachel, my buddy, she hugged me. And then after she finished hugging me, she went and hugged my dad. And yeah, because he went in the room with me. Anyways, then that's when she said, I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm so glad we're finally meeting. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then I was like, oh my god, I think I said, like, you're so pretty, like, 3 times. And I was like, you're so pretty. She was like, why, thank you. And she did, like, her, it's like, and I like your outfit. She was like, what? My dad told me this after, because I didn't even remember this. And she was like, thank you, it's new. And yeah, anyways, mm, and then I said, thank you for the Christmas presents. I think I said Swiftmas. I was like, thank you for the Swiftmas presents. And she was like, oh, I'm so glad you loved them. And I was like, yeah, I even have my bracelet on. And so she was like, oh, and she like examined it, and she kind of like rubbed her finger over it, and she was like, oh, that's so sweet, or something. Like, I think she said something like that. And then I like this part. So I had on these fox earrings, these clip-ons. This was a good part. So I had them, and she kind of like moved my hair. I was like, what you doing? I was like, okay, what's she doing? And so, anyways, like, I didn't mind because it's Taylor, but I was just like, okay, what's she up to? She saw my fox earrings. She like literally started playing with them, and she was like, oh, these are so she's like, oh, I love these. These are so cute. I was like, well, I promised you that I'd wear fox earrings, and I was like stuttering over myself. I was like, I mean, I promised I'd wear something fox related to the concert, and she kind of like just nodded her head. She's probably thinking, what? Anyways, then it was picture time, and I was like, okay. She was like, all right, I want one with just us. She told me that. She was like, I want one with just us, and then I want a group picture with my dad. And Erica was like, well, then you'll need another one of these. And when Taylor was talking to me, Erica from Taylor Nation was like, okay, are you ready for the picture yet? And Taylor just kept talking to me, which I kind of thought was funny. But, anyways, so she handed my dad another meet and greet thingy to get our picture. And so her and I hugged for our picture. You want to see the picture? You probably have already seen it, but I'm going to show you. Anyways, we hugged. She's so tall, and her heels didn't help, and I'm 5'1", so she... Okay. So anyways, she hugged me, she put her head on... She, like, leaned her head on mine, and... Okay. And I'm chill. And as I was talking to her, I kept, like, looking down because I noticed her fingernails were so cute. They were, like, black with gold sparkles. And I was like, okay. So anyways, I probably made a fool out of myself. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. I can't, I was so starstruck. I forgot to say so many things. I was like, really, Rachel? Thanks. But anyways, then it was time for the group picture, and my dad went on the other side of her. What did I do with that picture? Oh, it's right here. And she blinked. She was like, they took the picture and they were like, she was like, wait, did I blink? She was like, yeah, I blinked. We have to take it over again. And it was just so cute the way she said it. I was like, I just like looked up at her and smiled, and then we took the picture, and yeah, and then she held my hand. My dad told me she was holding my hand from the beginning. Like, he was just kind of watching us. Anyways, so, she was holding my hand. I said, by the way, I'm really happy for you about Calvin. Like, I kind of, like, mouthed the about Calvin part, so it was, like, a moment between us. Even though I'm sharing it with the whole world now, it's a moment between us. Then she goes, yeah, he's a good one. And so then I told her about Alexis, and I told her that I flew here to see her, and I was like, she met you at Good Morning America, and she's here tonight, and we met up tonight, and she's in Left Pit. And Taylor goes, Left Pit, like she was taking a note in her head. She said, oh, tell her I said hi. And so I was like, okay. And oh, this is the group picture. Then my dad kind of came up, and it was really funny because he came up and he was like, Taylor, we wanted to let you know that we brought you a present. And she was like, oh, she was like, that's so nice. And my dad was like, I took it of New York City. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. And she kind of like put her hands to her heart, and she was like looking at us both. And she kept smiling at me. And I was like, yeah, and I got you a cat shirt and all. She was like, oh, thank you. And she hugged me and again. And I can't believe that my dream came true. I probably forgot to mention more stuff, to be honest. But, you know, it's just that I was all over the place, and so she hugged me 3 times. She recognized me. I forgot to say so much, but, you know, I was like, I can't plan what I'm going to say to her, because honestly, when I walk in the room, it's just going to go all out the window, and it did. So anyways, I guarantee that I told her I loved her, but I just don't remember saying it. Anyways, I can't thank you guys enough. And as we walked out, we got a signed picture of her. And guys, I can't thank you enough for cheering me on, for being there for me, for saying, Rachel, one day it'll happen. Sunday night, I was not thinking it was going to happen. But anyways, I can't thank you guys enough for being on my side and saying, Rachel, it'll happen one day, and it did. And I can't thank you guys enough. I was honestly thinking, when I got the call, I was like, I can't wait to tell them, but I couldn't. And as soon as I tweeted, my phone went, psh, it was like done. Anyways, But thank you guys so much for being there for me. Sierra from Taylor Nation, you made my life. You called me, and I'm sorry I cried on the phone to you. If you're watching this, her whole management is so sweet. I love them all. Taylor, thank you for wanting to meet me. Thank you for taking your time with me. Thank you for everything. I'm telling you in a video now because I'm pretty sure I forgot to say I thanked you for the Christmas presents, but I didn't get to say thank you for everything. Thank you for making me confident. Thank you for calling me pretty. Thank you. That raised my confidence so much, to be honest. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me, Taylor. Thank you to her management for pulling me to the front of the line. So I had the most time with Taylor and calling me, and just thank you for all the people who made it happen. I have to thank my dad, because without my dad I wouldn't have met Taylor, because we live in Virginia, that was in Arizona. He flew me out there originally to meet Alexis, and I did meet Alexis. Alexis is amazing, and when we met, I ran up to her and we hugged. I was like, I'm meeting Taylor, and she was like, why didn't you tell me? Anyways, so thank you to Alexis for being on my side. I gotta thank Natalie, my mom, my grandma. Natalie is my other Swiftie friend. I have a lot of Swiftie friends, but I'm just saying, she was really... Alyssa, one of the other Christmas people, I love her to death. She is the sweetest person ever. She was texting me Autumn, and when I told Casey, when I was there, and I was like, I'm meeting Taylor, and she screamed. And so anyways, just thank you to all the people for making me feel very loved in this situation. I never thought this would happen. You can watch my old videos. I can't wait to rewatch them, to be honest, because I was like, I've never met Taylor. And now I'm like, yes, you have. Wish you could go back and tell yourself what you know now. Quoted 15. But I can't thank everybody enough. Taylor, thank you for hugging me. Thank you for recognizing me. Thank you for making me just feel so incredibly loved. Oh, and she said she liked my plaid dress. I was wearing a plaid dress, and she was like, oh, I like your plaid dress. So, yeah, that's another thing that I forgot to mention, but I just mentioned it. So, thank you guys so much. And Taylor, I was enchanted to meet you. I love you to the moon and back. I will never forget this moment, because in this moment, everything that I ever wanted happened to me. I love you. Bye! Oh my god, I can't believe I'm making this video. Bye, guys.